Welcome to this channel IBM classes. In this video session, we will be discussing that how we can convert a DDS file to the DDL table. So in our earlier video, previous video, we discussed that how we can convert DDS to DDL table, or we can generate a DDL source for a DDS file, and we generated the result set out of that, so which was generated in the qtem. Now suppose if we want to generate the source member for the same, so how we can achieve that? So using the same procedure, sql generate sql underscore generate underscore sql. So we can use this procedure present in qsys2 library, generate underscore sql, and we can generate the source member in our source physical file for the DDL table. Now we have these three files: file 1, file 2, and file 3. File 1 is a multi-member PF, so it will be giving the error, and for this one, reuse delete option is set as a star no, and for file 1 as well. Now this has the keys, and for this one, I have set the reuse delete option as star yes, so that no error would occur during generation of the um, DDL source. So one must prerequisite is that if you want to generate the source member, so that source member or that source physical file or library, whatever you are giving, it must exist before executing that command. Sure, that procedure. Now suppose I want to generate DDL source. Sure. So this is the DDL source. So I will just remove all these things. Sure. This is a blank member which has no records right now. So DDL source, which is present in library IBM class 1, and source physical file is example. Now just come. So we will be calling this procedure presenting qsys2 generator underscore sql. So this was the object file 3, or you can say file 1, present in library for IBM class 1. So we'll be generating the table. Now before that, I'll be giving here the source file name, which is example here, then source file library, same as IBM class 1, and source member name DDL src. So this must exist. This the source library, source file, and source member must exist before executing this command. Now the replace option would be saying either we can set it as 0 or 1. It depends upon upon us. Sorry. So if we take 0, this will append the sources in generated sources in the same source member. If will not, it will replace the sources with the old one. Sure. If we take 0, currently there are no sources though, so it does not matter if we take 0 or 1. So just take this. Sorry, so it is giving the error because I have mentioned the wrong source member name. This is DDL src. Now That's the reason it was giving error, because the prerequisites doesn't met. uh, Such as the source member which I have mentioned here is not present actually. Now if I take enter, now it says call statement complete. F1, F10, F6, so there is no error at all. Now just see, this was the source. Now we can see that the source has been generated for file 1 with along with these two errors that I have already mentioned, that number of members for file 1 in IBM class 1 not valid because this is a multi-member physical file. Reuse delete option is set as stand no. So these two errors are coming because they are valid errors actually. This source has been generated. SQL. Now suppose I want to generate the SQL source for file 2 and everything else will be same. So if I took replace option as 0, it will append the source. So earlier the source SQL source was generated for file 1. Now at the bottom we can see that uh, SQL source for file 2 has been appended to the same source member because we took option a replace option as 0, which means we do not need to clear, we would not clear the earlier sources or earlier result generated. So this file 2 uh, SQL source has been generated along with one error, reuse delete option set is Tano, which is a valid error. Sure. Now what I do, I'll execute the same for file 3, and now I took replace option as 1. Sure. Now all the previous generated sources will be replaced with the SQL source for file 3. So we can see that previous sources were cleared from the source member now, and the new file 3 has been generated. So source for this SQL source for file 3 has been generated successfully with no error. Sure. So this is a very simple way, or um, if you have a big PF, you can say a PF having 100 fields, or you can say that's a very complex PF DDS table, and you just want to generate DDL source for that PF within seconds, or it takes within minutes or within seconds, whatever you can say, then you can use this procedure which is generate underscore SQL, and you can generate, and using that you can have the DDL source ready within the minute. Sure. So this is a very helpful procedure which has been provided by the IBM, and we must use this. So this is all. We have seen the demo that how we can generate the source for the DDS to DDL conversion source member in our source physical uh, file library. So thanks and have a nice time. Thank you.